Hi, boys and girls. I'm Mrs. Gamble, and I work in the lunchroom at West End. And guess what? I just found me a great book from the library called Monster Boys School Lunch, and I'm going to share that with you now. Is everybody ready? Okay. Marty Onster knew there was something different about him. After all, he was the only kid at Normal Elementary School who had monsters for parents. There were other signs too. At swimming lessons, he found out that he was the only kid in school with a patch of fur running down his back. And when he got mad, he was the only kid whose eyes bulged out and his skin turned blue. Not to mention the slobbering. In Marty's opinion, these were not good things. He just wanted to be a normal kid. Marty's parents were happy with any monstery thing that Marty did. When he slobbered on the delivery man, they told him to keep it up. When he burped up a frightened chipmunk, they thought it was funny. But it was not funny to Marty. He didn't like that he sometimes wanted to eat living things. So when it was time for school lunch, Marty was nervous. If he brought normal monster food, the other kids might notice. But if he ate hot lunch, his parents would be angry that he acted like a normal kid. Marty, he didn't want to upset his parents, so the first week of school, Marty brought his monster lunch. But there was something else that Marty worried about when he was hungry, when he was very hungry. Sometimes Marty got so hungry that he could not control his appetite. This made his parents very happy. But by lunchtime on the third day, Marty was hungry. Since he didn't want the other children to see his monster food, Marty ate very quickly. But Marty was still hungry. He looked around and noticed that a lot of food was going to waste. It took all of Marty's might to stop himself from eating the other kids' food. When Marty went home, his mom asked how his day went. "It was fine, Mom, but I'm really hungry," he said. The next day, Marty's mom made a bigger lunch, but it was still not enough for Marty. So the day after that, Marty's mom made an even bigger lunch. By the 21st day of school, Marty's lunch was humongous. His teacher, Miss Taken, had a little talk with Marty. "Marty, we don't have enough room for your lunch in the classroom," she said. "And I'm worried about how much you are eating. I think you should bring a smaller lunch from now on." Marty was sad, but he knew his teacher was right. Besides, kids were starting to look at him funny when he ate. Marty would just have to leave the lunchroom hungry each day. Finally, it was too much for him to bear. It was Chef's surprise day for hot lunch. It looked delicious. It smelled fantastic. All Marty had was his little bag lunch from home. To make matters worse, the other kids didn't seem to like Chef's surprise. What is it?" asked Sally Wheat, Marty's best friend. "I have no idea, but it's disgusting," said Bart Ully. "I'm not eating that." Marty could barely control himself. The more he looked at the other plates, the hungrier he got. Marty couldn't believe kids were just letting that delicious chef's surprise sit there. Marty felt his insides turn upside down. His eyes bulged. Fur popped through on his arms. That's when he realized he could not control it any longer. He was turning blue. Marty leaped up on the table, and children scattered in all directions. Then, like a giant blue vacuum, Marty sucked up all the plates. Marty didn't stop until he was finally full. Every kid in the lunchroom stared at him. Just when he was starting to feel normal again, Marty felt a tiny bubble rising inside him. Then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. Everyone hid. Marty dashed into the kitchen. The mighty burp could not be stopped. When Marty burped, an amazing thing happened. Tray after tray came flying out of his mouth. They landed neatly in the dishwasher racks. When the horrible noise and the swampy, smelly dust finally died down, no one could believe what they saw. "Sorry," Marty said. "I don't eat plastic." The next day, the lunch lady, Miss Labeled, had a new assistant. Marty had finally found a way to keep his stomach full. He decided that maybe, just maybe, it was okay to be a little different. And that, my friends, is the end. Thanks for listening.